individually. I think everyone can understand and have seen what this group of girls have done for 4 years here. They've put a pretty big stamp on the history of West Branch volleyball. And hopefully, and we kind of talked about this after we were done Thursday night. If you want to know how to be successful, this is what you need to do. You follow what these girls did. And obviously, it's not been the easiest trip, but that's kind of what makes it enjoyable too. You've got to go through some things that aren't easy, and you got to face them together. And these girls have done that tremendously. And I can't say enough about how much they put into West Branch High School in general. I mean, you're gonna see these girls' names here in another few weeks, the spring, the summer. You're gonna be seeing these girls' names for a while because they know how to compete. They know how to be successful, and hopefully we can fill some shoes. And if you listen to these other two coaches talk, there's people that are going to be able to do that. And it kind of frustrated me at times when I talked to some of these reporters, like, oh, what do you think about this school? They got these freshmen playing, and they're doing this and that. I said, that's great. But I said, we got a lot of great freshmen too, and they're just not playing varsity yet. Well, they got these we got great sophomores too. They're just not playing varsity yet. So I really think that there's some people out there that think, oh, this is going to be the year we can get them. And I hope they think that, because they'll find out something different. We do have a great group coming up, and they're going to do just as good a job as these girls have been doing here. Kind of some of our season really started at the end of July. We went to Iowa State and played in the team camp there. And now it's November 15th, so they've been at it a long time. And a lot of great memories have come along that way. And I think, with the one starting with, since I've been here, we got Lynette got tired of hearing her brother talk about how great Grundy Center was, so we got in that tournament, I think, 4 years ago, maybe 5. And it's been a great tournament for us. And we've just never been able to get over the top and win that one. And this year we were lucky enough, went up there and just swept through it. And that been the first time in 98, last time they've been swept at their home place. And we swept them pretty convincingly then. So we get that great start. We went to Lisbon, and that was kind of a nice, easier day for us to kind of rest and get extra people playing. And I think even at that point, there's a lot of people kind of thinking, oh, and it was great. We said this, it's fine. You can let West Liberty get all the press. We'll sit back and not worry about it. That's fine, because we know where we're at. So we got to go to the Western Dubuque tournament, and a couple things came from that tournament. I think that is the last time we wore the red tops, was after that morning. So that was the first part that came, because it was not looking very good. If you'd have said, hey, you're going to play in the championship game after pool play, I'll take that. Whether we win or not, I'll take playing it. And but from that moment, and I think at times the girls thought it was funny too, like we'll kind of dink around here and kind of play, hey, we decided to play really, we'll play hard now. And I think through the regionals that showed that was kind of how we did things. And but once we got to the tournament play, we played Pleasant Valley in the semifinals. And you know, after 5-day school, it's been a pretty big powerhouse in that conference, and we stuck it to them, and they didn't have an answer. And then we got the chance to play West Liberty, and I think, you know, for one thing, I don't care where you're at, you don't get many opportunities to play first place ranked team in the state. And we got that opportunity that day, and we took full advantage of it, and we beat them in 3, made that one interesting, and it was nice because I think some of the things we've been doing throughout the year have been leading up to playing them, knowing that that's what we needed to do. And you know, and I think, of course, people, oh, you beat them in a tournament, that's not that great a deal. So just to make sure people understood where we're at, we went ahead and swept them at home that following Tuesday. And I think that was a big turning point for us too, because we were down in that second set, and I think that was a pivotal game for us. And we wasn't looking good. And he was like, hey, let's pick up some momentum so we can take it into the third set, and we'll get that. But instead, they dug a little deeper, and we ended up winning that one 28-26. And then about halfway through that third set, it didn't look like West Liberty wanted much more to do with it. And I think a lot of this comes from this group. It's a constant coming at you. We're going to come at you constant, over and over and over again. And then hopefully, you know, if you think you can weather that, then you might have a chance. And that's something they really did. Well, this year was just kept pressure on people. Then we went to finish up at Prairie. That was an interesting day. And you know, we start off, and this is a great thing about how the schedules come around. We got to play Southeast Polk, who was ranked in 5A, and I think we got beat in 3 games. But it was one of those deals where this is why we get in that tournament, is because we're going to play very good teams, and it's going to prepare us for that regionals. And I believe they had I think she was 6'4", and we really didn't have much of an answer at times for her. And then we beat a West Delaware team, or a Western Dubuque team that was ranked in 4A. And they qualified for the 4A state tournament. And, we beat them in 3. That was the second time we beat them in a week. And so we thought we righted the ship. And we turned into playing a Prairie team, and they were on fire. We didn't have much going. And I think some of the girls weren't sure what was going on because in between the first and second games, no one could find Haley. And we had a couple different search parties out. You would think within that school,
all captains were like, not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet.
You like to think you couldn't get too far away, but she wasn't feeling the greatest, and which goes to show she had one of her better games that game before that. She really carried us that Western Dubuque game. So after that, I was like, that's enough. So she went home, and you got Holy Trinity, who's the defending 1A champ. Now we got to play, and I don't know. I think they're ranked 4th at the time. And, so Taylor made her huge presence felt in the middle, put her in the middle, and she did a fantastic job for us. I mean, we handled them pretty easy, and you know, that's what we try and tell people, that this is why we're good. We got a lot of people that can play, and they play well, and they play hard, and practices are a little funner to watch sometimes in some of our matches because of how these girls play against each other. And then we go and play a Johnston team, which I'm not sure 5A wise what they were ranked, but they had a big girl. They had an outside that could really get up and swing, and we took that to the third set. I believe lost 15-11, but you know, I think it really showed a lot of people on Thursday that this group, you know, I think some people think we got a lot of height, but when you went up there and watched, we don't necessarily have that much height, and they don't back down from anything, and they look for that challenge, and they want that challenge. They want that big obstacle we put in front of them, and I think they really took that to heart and accepted those challenges very well this year. And, you know, I can't say enough of what they do. Again, practices are a lot. Especially this past 3 or 4 weeks, we really had some intense matches going on, and it was awesome to watch. You know, like we said, Abby came up and practiced, and lo and behold, we got a couple injuries, and she gets to dress and play, and she made a huge presence. Sydney did a great job of playing defense and attacking. So that we had to really see some strong hitters. And, these past few weeks have been a blast. It's too bad it has to come to an end. And then, you know, you got the state tournament going, and we went up Friday to watch the matches, and one of the guy that officiates, and he kind of does some things with the girls coaches association, with helping with the all-star game and things, was talking to us, and you know, of course we're not too up about, hey, oh, you really gave it a good run. You know, that's not what we came to do. We didn't come up there to give just a good run. We wanted more, and I think after a few weeks, what he says will probably sink in a little more. But you know, he said, look what's happened here. You know, how many times is in the past whatever years, how many times has West Branch been to a state tournament? You know, how many times have we played in a semifinal match? He's like, you've put West Branch as a prominent figure in volleyball. This is the people that did that. They put the West Branch on the map with volleyball. And I can't say, you know, at times it doesn't. It almost frustrates you more when you hear that. It's like, because I think we thought we could do a lot more, you know, and we almost did that. And kind of showing how long some of that lasts for me is, I went and donated plasma that Friday morning before we left, and they made me go sit back again because my blood pressure was still too high. So they're like, oh, I'll just go there and sit for 5 minutes and we'll recheck it. And for that whole 5 minutes, I'm like, I got to really slow my breathing. I got to do everything I can because I'm not sure it's going to go down. And I'm not sure it was, because I think she gave me a pass on it because it wasn't still where it needed to be. And, you know, for one, I don't like losing, but you know, when you see the emotion in these girls after that game, it sticks in your head for a while. You know, I think I was up at 4 o'clock in the morning that day, and I couldn't get back to sleep. And those are the things I seen. These girls' faces after that loss. But, and I think everybody asked, oh, you must have really, you know, after that second game, because you just came out and turned it on. wasn't really much. Kind of used a little phrase that Coach Keeney came up with, and they took it and they ran with it. No fire, screaming speech. It was a couple words, and it set in. And I'll tell you what, they did it. You know, and people were thinking, you know, we kind of got stuck in one of our weaker rotations in that little span at the end, but you know, I think everybody likes to see things that happen at the end. And, oh, this, you know, there's a lot of stuff that happened at the start that we wouldn't have got stuck in that rotation too. You know, there's all kinds of things that happen throughout a match, and just because it happens at the end doesn't mean that's what lost it. You know, we had opportunities before that, and but that's what this game's about. We just came up a little short. I think we can hold our head high that we played well. And just to kind of, I went back and looked at the stats they do over the state tournament, and for kill percentage, Tristan ended up 6 out of the top 10. Haley was 7th, and Bailey was 8th. So, you know, that's being pretty consistent with the ball, not making a lot of errors. And they take your kill percentage, they take your kills, subtract your errors, and then divide how many attempts you have. So, like that first round game, the girl had 12 kills for those four matches, but she also hit .04 something. So her percentage wasn't very good. We did a nice job defensively. She still got her kills, but her percentage wasn't very good at all. And then with kills, overall kills, so this is just in 2 matches where 2 other teams played 3. Haley was 4th and Bailey was 6th. I think Abby was still on there until that last day. And then those Haley and Bailey were at kills per set, so when you average it out, they were 4th and 6th. Serve percentage. We thought Allison was going to hold the number 1, and she didn't miss a serve that whole state tournament. But you know, if you push it down, she dropped down to number 2 because I think she had 35 serves, and then somebody else served more, so they ended up with 38. So she still was perfect for service percentage, and just got bumped based off of somebody serving more. And but she did end up 8th in aces total, and that was again just in the two sets. And then Bailey was 4th with blocks, and I think something else that come up. I don't know if anybody paid attention to reading the book. Heather has the state record for 2A for 3 solo blocks in a match, and then Bailey ended up doing that first match. So it's going to be nice. We'll have two West Branch people in the book next year, and I think Haley was about 5 digs away from making it, and Tristan was about 6 assists away from making it that first match. So we put a big show on. We turned a lot of heads up there. And then lastly, Haley had ended up 4th in digs. Allison was 7th. And then Tristan was 3rd overall in assists and 2nd in assists per set. It took the Western Christian girl got like 49 assists that last day. So that bumped her up ahead of Tristan in assists per set. Yeah, I mean, when you look at stats like that, if you can get double figures, if you can go like 10 or more assists a set, that's impressive. And she was like an 11.6, I think. And that's at the state tournament. That's not just playing anybody. say these stats, I know I'm putting out specific names, but if someone doesn't pass the ball, Tristan ain't setting it to anybody to put it away. And for us to get digs and play defense like we do, since we're not real big, we got to serve the ball well. And we had a lot of people serve the ball well so that they didn't get a big swing. Because you've seen when Western Christian, when they got an easy ball, it was like you wish you could have handed out some helmets real quick and just to be safe. And we did those things. And we just, you know, a few times missed a little area here or there, and we could have really done some stuff. You know, everybody kind of surprised, you know, that number 13, she's a sophomore for Western Christian. She looked like she could have been a sophomore in college. And their number 10, she was a senior, but same thing, she looked like she could have probably been in college too. And but that didn't intimidate our girls. You can tell, first set we played well. We just had a little span in the middle where we didn't get where we wanted to. And still bugs me. But we could have been nice. We could have been in 3A too, I think. I have a better shot at winning it. And, if anybody else, I got one more thing, because this is what your friends do for you. So if anybody gets on Facebook, if you pay attention to Dan Zuniga, you got problems. So he put on his Facebook congratulating me for being Coach of the Year for the, I don't know what you call it, the Conesville Index or something. Conesville probably has, I don't know, 100 people in the town. It's similar to Downey. So he just made up some name. And then a couple more people got on and put the Cotter Times and the Columbus Junction this and Fredonia that. And so all these little areas around Columbus. So I think some of Michelle's family thinks it's real. A couple of them don't live near Columbus, so they don't. So get a couple, hey, congratulations, and I haven't had the heart to put anything back on it yet. So I may just run with it and make up a certificate myself and put it on there, just so I don't feel bad. But I assume if you know that guy at all, you know what, he's full of crap. But I do believe if I heard "Go Bears," I'm pretty sure that was him. I could hear it yelling. It's either that or Tony, because I know in the camera you see Tony stand up. You know something's going on there. Hard to miss him. But you know, I said I was going to say, I want to say a lot of good things about, because these girls did a lot. And this is my chance to say it. Sometimes you try to say more in the paper, and you know they only put a couple quotes in there. And, these girls have done a lot of great things, and you know, like these two coaches said, it's going to be nice to see what the future holds for them. And you know it's going to be great. And I don't know. I like to just kind of sit back and let them enjoy things. I don't want to get, you know, I just want to sit back and kind of watch them enjoy. I don't need to do anything with it. For one, I'm way too old to even understand what's going on. I don't want to know half the time. But you know, I like to just stay back, and it's all on them. You know, I'm sitting in the back seat just hanging out watching, because they know the game. They take control of it. You don't have to. So I really appreciate that. So with further ado, we'll get going. Claire Bridges, get her second letter for volleyball. Claire did a great job for us practice-wise. She took some different roles, and one of the roles she took was she played the hitter for Wapsie Valley. And it was interesting because we kind of said we're going to put two blockers in front of her the whole time. And I think I seen a similar look. I started seeing the same look on Claire's face as I seen on that girl's face at the state tournament. And when you know that that's going to be in front of you every single time, it wore, and you can tell. So Claire did a great job doing that, and then also playing defense. She does a great job playing defense for us. Abby Canoe, she'll be receiving her third. Probably should say some bad things because she's on her way to Florida. And, we're going to be stuck here. Abby was also voted on for the South Division All-Conference for her hitting. And Abby did a phenomenal job. Last year she really did a great job serving for us. She even stepped up even more offensively for us this year. I think when you look at our two games there, the game against Durant, she really came out and had a great night for us hitting. Then you fast forward to that first round game, and she didn't have as good of a game as she would like, but some of that was because that's the tape they watched. And so she faced what that girl faced. She was getting that double block all the time, and they were blocking her line, and that was what had been working for her. But I think the nice thing you could see with her is she came back the next night and had a good night again. And that's, again, what all these girls do. They come back from those things. And that's, again, the sign of a great person, a champion player. We have Delana Crone. She'll get a second. Now, the bad thing about changing that uniform, then Delana had to wear the red one the rest of the time, though. So she had to get stuck wearing that red one. But obviously, it worked well. Delana does a nice job of servicing for us, and playing defense. I think at times with her, sometimes she's her own worst critic, and hopefully that's what especially with this year, we've gotten figured out. We just got to cut loose, and we don't worry about anything. And that's kind of the theme from that second, third match with Western Christian. Is that, and she started doing that up there. She started getting aggressive, more on service defensively. So she did a great job for that with us. Okay. All right, Jenna Ballard. So Jenna came with us. She'll get her first winner. And I think even admittedly, Jenna said, "I'm not as good," but the thing is, she didn't want to not step in and do it. She wanted to play. She wanted to be in there and doing things. And she really progressed through this year, and I appreciate her being around. Obviously, I think if you know Jen at all, she was good for a few laughs here or there with whatever antics she had going on. But again, I appreciate what Jenna did for us. It's not always easy sitting over there playing defense when people are hitting as hard as they can at you. And she wanted to do it. She wanted to be in that. She wanted to back down away from it. So I really appreciate that. Now everybody figured out it's her birthday today. Lindsay, she works hard.